Sony is laying the foundation for its own cinematic superhero universe, and Marvel fans have one question. Are Sony movies like Venom and Morbius set within the MCU? But maybe there's a better question fans should be asking. Does it even matter? If there's been one takeaway from Marvel's Venom comics over the past few years, it's that this lethal protector doesn't need Spider-Man to succeed. Let's break down how Venom has grown to become a franchise player in his own right.
We are Venom.
When Venom first leapt onto the scene in 1988's The Amazing Spider-Man number 300, he was portrayed as the dark antithesis to Spider-Man. Eddie Brock was a struggling journalist who lost his credibility thanks to Spider-Man and became consumed by revenge. He even wears Spidey's old costume, giant spider emblem and all. In those days, it was impossible to separate the two characters. However, it wasn't long before high sales convinced Marvel to spin Venom out into his own solo comics. Venom started to see himself as a lethal protector. His methods may be more brutal than Spider-Man, but they both want the same thing in the end. With a new mission and a new city to protect in the form of San Francisco, Venom took his first steps toward escaping Spider-Man's shadow. Venom's early solo adventures illustrate that Eddie Brock's problems began long before Spider-Man ruined his life. As a man with serious self-loathing issues and a childhood full of emotional abuse, Eddie truly is his own worst enemy. Venom going solo was the start, but the character really began to detach from the Spider-Man franchise when the symbiote left Eddie Brock behind. In 2003's Marvel Knight's Spider-Man, Eddie auctions off his symbiote after being diagnosed with terminal cancer. The symbiote passes from gangster Angelo Fortunato to former Scorpion Mac Gargan, before finally finding a more permanent home with Peter's former high school bully, Flash Thompson. For Flash, a veteran dealing with the loss of his legs, bonding with Venom and becoming a secret agent in service of the US government is a chance for him to finally live up to Spider-Man's example. But Flash proves Venom can be more than just Spider-Man 2.0. He becomes a member of both the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy. He travels to the far end of the Marvel Universe and learns much more about the Clintar, the symbiote's alien race. It becomes clear that Venom's story is much bigger than just the rivalry between Peter Parker and Eddie Brock, but even that was just the beginning. These days, Eddie has reclaimed his symbiote and resumed his role as Venom, but he's a small fish in a much bigger pond now. Marvel's 2018 Venom comic has introduced a brand new mythology for the symbiotes. It turns out the Clintar were created by Knull, a god of darkness who existed before the Big Bang. The giant emblem on Venom's chest isn't actually a spider, it's a symbiote dragon. Knull despises light, life, and anything that disturbs his slumber. Knull is even the creator of All Black the Necrosword, the weapon wielded by Thor's nemesis Gore the God Butcher. It turns out Peter Parker wasn't even the first human to bond with the symbiote. Symbiotes have been traveling to Earth for centuries, with one battle between Norse warriors and a symbiote dragon even inspiring the legend of Beowulf. The US military also harnessed symbiote fragments to create a team of super soldiers in the Vietnam War. This new Venom mythology recently reached its climax in Marvel's King in Black, which ends with Knull being destroyed and Venom taking his place as the god of the symbiotes. For a guy whose life's ambition used to be destroying Spider-Man, Venom really has moved up in the world. It remains to be seen just how much the Venom movies will tie into the larger Spider-Man franchise, but it should be clear by now that Venom doesn't actually need Spider-Man to succeed. Peter Parker is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle.
I don't feel so good.
Do you think Knull will appear in a future Venom sequel? Will we ever see Flash Thompson become Agent Venom? Let us know what you think in the comments. And keep watching IGN for more on the Sony universe of Marvel characters.